Sometimes you just don't want to make a whole new dinner. You don't have the strength to open up a cookbook, much less fight with your wife about listening to her iPod during meals. Why is there so much Tori Amos? When you see a bunch of leftovers in the fridge, it's like you're Tom Hanks seeing the boat in Castaway. You're saved. But not so fast, my friends, because when it comes to reheating those leftovers, you may not know that you are probably doing it wrong. Brought to you by Squarespace. The average U.S. adult eats 4.8 meals per week in restaurants. That's almost 250 meals a year, or 250 superfluous Yelp reviews. Yeah, no one cares what the parking situation was like down the street. And did you even consider the fact that you gave it 1 star because she broke up with you during the salad course? That's not on the waiter. Glenn is a good man. And an even better waiter. Well, with restaurant portions larger than they've ever been in this country, most people are heading home now with leftovers in tow. And in 90% of all homes, microwaves have been the primary choice for reheating most leftovers. What people don't know, though, is that microwaves may not be your best reheating option, and when it's all you have, you're probably using them wrong. Now, believe it or not, during the Second World War, 2 scientists invented the magnetron, a tube that produces microwaves. The microwaves were able to spot Nazi warplanes on their way to bomb the British Isles. That's right, kids. Every time you make a Hot Pocket, you're sticking it to the Nazis. Now, years later, the idea of using microwave energy to cook food was accidentally discovered by Percy LeBaron Spencer of the Raytheon Company when radar waves accidentally melted a candy bar in his pocket. At least that's what he told the secretary he was hitting on. Then in 1967, Amana introduced the world's first successful 115-volt countertop microwave oven for the home. And thanks to companies like Amana, people for over 45 years have been attempting to have last night's food today, but they've developed some bad habits. By leaving food in the microwave for too long, not moisturizing it, or heating it unevenly, they are reheating their food wrong. Now, it's a safe bet that nothing gets reheated more than pizza. If you were just throwing a slice of pepperoni pizza on a plate, tossing it in the microwave and hitting start, you've already failed. And quite frankly, it tells me that you may be a little too cavalier about other things in your life too. We can talk about that later. Yes, we can. Now here's how you do it right. When microwaving pizza, you want to place a napkin or a paper towel between the plate and the slice of pie. This will cut down on sogginess from the crust. Also put the pizza in for a longer time and just reduce the heat level to 50%. Hey, it's what Pat Sajak says in the mirror every morning. Just give 50%. And you know what? In both cases, it works. But for a perfectly reheated pizza, it's time to break free of the Nazi-defeating science of it. Warm a skillet to medium heat. Once the crust is crispy, drop water on the skillet away from the pizza and cover the skillet with a lid. This will heat the cheese plus the toppings and give you the best reheated pizza. Same method applies to French fries. Replace the water though with a little high smoke oil like canola and you're all set. High smoke French fries? What are we, in Denver right now? Could be in Boulder. However, there are those of us who only have a microwave, basically everyone in college, and you can still reheat food like rice properly using the microwave. Just place that rice in a bowl, and the trick is to cover the bowl with a damp paper towel. This will create a steaming effect. Well, that's gonna do it for us. For Randy, I'm Jason. For Jason, I'm Randy. And this has been your doing it. I thought you were gonna do that. No, I'm not gonna do that. This is gonna be, this has been, you're doing it. You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. When radar waves accidentally melted a candy bar in his pocket. This is such a stupid joke that it makes me. This episode is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is an easy way to create a website, blog, or online store for you and your ideas. Squarespace features a user-friendly interface, custom templates, and 24/7 customer support. Try Squarespace at squarespace.com/doingitwrong for a special offer. Squarespace, build it beautiful. Next time on You're Doing It Wrong. Fatigue is the cause in 100,000 auto crashes and 1,550 crash-related deaths a year in the US. Do you know how hard it is to text and drive when you're tired? It's nearly impossible.